million. Other subsidies for repackers at 1.34 million. And we have already sent request for budget warehouse management amounting to 35 million yesterday. Another area of concern is no funding yet for the distribution of financial assistance to the affected families through AX. Yun na nga po, as I mentioned earlier, we already requested about 165 million for the affected families. And last among the issues is the 10 million. Yung 10 million na sa downloaded to FO Caraga for emergency purchase supposed to be augmentation for FO12 for STS Paeng. The delivery of 14,030 family food process ating supplier is ongoing. However, we were informed by FO12 na may ample stockpile na sila. So at this point, hindi na muna nila kailangan. So with that, we already requested the central office for the change of purpose sa 10 million na SAA from augmentation to the affected families of STS Paeng in FO12 into the affected family of Shear Line and LPA in Caraga region, and allow us to utilize the 14,030 family food pass, considering that the stockpile of the field office is already depleted, and the 20,000 that we requested from the NRLMB ay hindi pa po na-deliver hanggang ngayon po. Generally po, as of this reporting, generally fair na po ang weather condition dito sa Caraga po. Yun lang po ang update namin from Caraga. Thank you and good afternoon again.
Yeah, thank you, Ardo. Before we ask questions po, can we ask Pag-asa to give us a report? Sir Raymond Ordinario?
Yes po, so magandang hapon po sa ating lahat, and allow me to share my screen. Wait lang po. Wait lang po. Kindly confirm po kung nakikita na po yung screen ko.
Nakikita na, sir.
Okay, so ito po yung update natin dito po sa binabantayan natin mga low pressure area. Basically, dalawa, isa nasa labas, pero ngayon yung isa na lang. And as of 10 a.m., ito ay estimated around 185 kilometers west-northwest ng Coron. So nasa labas na ito nung kalupaan at nakikita natin na wala na ito masyadong nagiging hatak na ulap. Then still meron pa rin tayong northeast monsoon dito sa may rest of Luzon, and ngayon after our discussion ngayong 2 p.m. magkakaroon na tayo ng shear line affecting the southern Luzon area. So magkakaroon pa rin tayo ng cloudy conditions with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over eastern Visayas up to Bicol region and Quezon province. So magiging maulan itong mga areas na to. Tapos improving weather na po tayo dito sa Mindanao area and Palawan. So yun po yung expected natin for the next 24 hours. Then bigyan ko lang po kayo ng update dito po sa mga na-receive na ulan ng Pag-asa station. So pinakamarami pa rin ulan as of the 24-hour rainfall monitoring natin. Dito po sa Daet, Camarines Norte, meron pong 120.3 millimeters na na-receive. Followed by Infanta by 102.2, followed by Catarman, Northern Samar 88, Legazpi 84, and Alabat Quezon is nasa 80 millimeters. So papansin po natin dito sa mapa natin na nakakonsentrate na ngayon ang ulan over eastern Visayas at dito po sa Bicol region area. Then expected dahil po may nakatutok na shear line, tututok na shear line dito po sa southern Luzon area, magiging maulan pa rin po ang Bicol region, Mimaropa at dito pong Quezon province. Hagip pa rin po itong eastern Visayas area. So ito po yung mga areas of concern natin na babantayan within the next hours. Then, tingnan natin yung 3 days na ulan. So, nakikita natin may mga significant na ulan pa rin dito sa may Eastern Visayas area. Pero pagdating ng bukas, meron ulit dyan sa Dinagat Island and some parts of the Eastern Visayas. So, yun po yung binabantayan natin during this time. ito pa rin po yung medyo critical areas natin dahil alam natin saturated pa rin ang lupa sa mga areas na to. So possible pa rin kahit mga simple thunderstorms ay pwede magdulot ng mga pagbaha. Then for the gale warning natin, still nakataas pa rin yan over the seabirds of Luzon, including yung Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, Pangasinan, Zambales, Aurora, eastern coast of Northern Quezon, including Polillo Island, Camarines Norte, northern coast of Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, the eastern coast of Albay, Sorsogon, western coast of Palawan, northern Samar at eastern Samar. So magiging maalon pa rin po yung ating mga karagatan over this area. At yan po yung latest from Pag-asa. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Sir Raymond. May tanong po ba tayo sa Pag-asa? Ma'am, sir? Sir Raymond, so we will be expecting na maulan pa dito sa Visayas region for the next 3 days po.
Sa Visayas area po, binabantayan natin ulit Eastern Visayas ulit yung babantayan. Yung po yung magiging maulan. Pero possible pa rin po yan tumagos dito sa may Central Visayas area. Pero yung area of concern natin ngayon is merely the Leyte and the Samar provinces.
Okay, pero dito sa Manila, sir, maulan, kulimlim. Ito ba in-expect natin to extend for the next 3 days also dito po sa Maynila?
Sa ngayon po nakikita natin dahil nga po may dumaang LPA south of Metro Manila. Naging maulan po tayo ngayon pero expected po improving weather na tayo starting tomorrow. At magiging maulan pa rin po, dala pa rin ang amihan pero hindi na po sing grabe ng naranasan natin ngayong araw.
Sir Raymond, good afternoon. As lang sir, update sa northeast monsoon natin. How is it affecting our weather situation nationwide?
Sa ngayon po sir, yung ating northeast monsoon ay still affected the Luzon area. So still meron pa rin po tayong mga pag-ulan over Cagayan Valley, bababa po ng Aurora, then Quezon, then may shear line po ulit over Bicol region down to Eastern Visayas. Kaya magiging maulan ulit yung Bicol and Eastern Visayas within the next 24 hours. Or the northeast monsoon in Luzon, still expected pa rin natin yung cloudy skies with rains over Cagayan Valley, Cordillera, saka rito sa Central Luzon and Calabarzon. Then improving weather na tayo pagdating dito sa Metro Manila.
Thank you, Sir Raymond. Any more questions for Pag-asa, ma'am, sir?
Sir Raymond, yung LPA na nandyan sa eastern part, will it develop into a cyclone?
Sa ngayon po sir, yung ating low pressure area is nasa west na po natin. As of 10 a.m. nasa west-northwest na ng Palawan or nasa west of Occidental Mindoro. And it's still moving towards West Philippine Sea. So hindi po ito natin inasa maging bagyo and possible po lumabas tulad ng low pressure area sa may Palawan na lumabas na rin po kaganina madaling araw. Kaya po wala na po tayong binabantayan pang LPA in the coming hours po.
Thank you, Sir Raymond. And I know busy ka. Thank you for being with DSWD, sir. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat din po.
Yeah, now we go back po kay Ardo, sa Ardo for Caraga. Do you have any questions po? Sir, yung naka-reflect sa Dromic report ninyo, the stockpile of 14,000, that was the one diverted from FO12, tama po?
Yes po. Yes po. Totoo po yan.
Sir, itong 14,000 na to, aside from this, are you expecting any deliveries pa, sir? Because I think itong 14,000 nyo, allotted na din po yata ito according kay RD.
Yes, yes po. Yung 14,000 po na kung may bibigay na yun, yun ang pupunta ng Caraga. Kahit na po yung 20,000 ng LNB is sufficient na yung pong 14 kung may punta lang yun sa amin.
Okay, thank you, Ardo.
Emphasize ko lang din po na yung regarding sa AX namin na request, we are already complying doon sa mga requirements na sinasabi ni Elaine po. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ardo. And maya magre-report naman po ang ating NROC. So I think meron naman silang update po with regards to the replenishment ng stockpile po ninyo. So if wala na po tayong questions, yes, sir.
Ardo, good afternoon.
Yeah,
Mm,
yes po. Yes po, sir. Good afternoon po.
May we, I'm just wondering how is our relationship with our LGUs sa area natin? Wala ba tayong na-encounter mga extraordinary issues with respect to disaster response especially?
Sir, for Caraga po, so far wala po. Wala pong talagang major na mga issues and concerns dito po. With the LGUs po.
Yes, that's good to know. And then yung ano naman natin, okay pa ba yung ano natin, mga stock, what's this, yung mga prepositioned goods items natin, relief packs, do we still have enough? Kasi
As reported po kanina, sir, depleted na nga pong mga namin, stockpile, and the preposition ay unti-unti po naibigay na natin sa LGUs. That's why we're requesting po that yung 14,000 po na supposed to be for Region 12 ay maipunta na sa amin, na i-change na lang yung purpose na hindi sa for Region 12 but for the Shear Line and LPA in Caraga region affected families. Kasi nga, while we are waiting for the 20,000 request sa NRLMB, wala pa po, hindi pa po dumarating. So, since ongoing na po ang delivery ng 14,000 from the supplier, yun na nga po hinihingi namin na sa amin na mapunta po para ma-replenish namin yung namin stockpile po.
ay, yun yung sa forward. Yeah, I think that's being addressed na by our forwarding issue.
Yes.
Okay, sige. All right, sige.
Yes.
Thank you, Ardo.
Yeah, Ardo, very good because the initiative to coordinate with the nearest field office po so as to be able to sustain yung stockpile ninyo is very good because that is part of the interoperability na pinag-uusapan po natin. For one field office to help the other. So, very good po yan.
Yes
Do we
po.
have more questions po for Caraga? Yes, Usec Cabrera po.
Yeah, Ardo, good afternoon at maraming salamat. I noticed po that the interoperation support from the other regions are very strong within the regional areas in Mindanao. However po, I still encourage the regions not to depend on the Visayas warehouse and the NLRMB to supply all the time. In the possibility that the funds will be downloaded to you, I suggest that you undertake also local procurement, your own repacking, utilizing our program beneficiaries under cash forward. No? So that's just a standby arrangement with our program partners, meaning the beneficiaries, so that we can help them at the same time they can help us. Thank you.
Yes po, thank you po, Usec, for the guidance.
Thank you, Usec Che. Any more questions for FO Caraga? Yes, Usec Marco.
Yes, gusto ko lang malaman, Ardo, kung yung mga request nyo ay hopefully you will continue to make all the requests necessary doon sa mga goods na kailangan mo. And hopefully you can utilize also your QRF para wag mong hintayin na ma-deplete yung stockpiling nyo. So please, yung NROC naman natin tsaka VDRC is on standby for all your requests. Meron silang directive na bigay lahat na kailangan. So hopefully, ikaw ang pinakamalaking hardest hit 63,000 na maabot, almost 65. So tingnan mo lang na mabigyan lahat ng mga affected families na kailangan ng tulong. So, yun lang po.
Yes po, acknowledge po, Usec Marco. Thank you po.
Yeah, thank you, Usec Marco. Now we move to FO 10,
Madam Chair,
Field Office 10, RD Jamen.
Good afternoon po. In behalf of RD Hamen, Ma'am Delia Maravillosa, RDRMD Head po will present for our FO10. Ma'am Del?
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am.
Doon po, OIC Secretary Eduardo Punay and Usec Marco, Usec Che Cabrera, and Asec Dayan and the rest of the EXECO members and officers. Please allow me to present on behalf of our Regional Director, Ramel F. Hamen po. So for DSWD Field Office 10, For a while. For a while po, I am requesting the staff to present in slideshow po. Wala. So I will proceed na lang po. So for the Field Office 10, status of affected families, a total of 33,532 families or 137,924 persons are affected in the 38 municipalities covering 287 barangays of the 5 provinces in Region 10. So this is the breakdown of based on the presentation. Next slide, please. For the status of displaced population, next slide. Under inside evacuation center, there are 3,812. Next slide, please. Oh, wala yung next slide. Okay, I will proceed na lang po. For the displaced population inside evacuation center, there are 3,812 families or 12,703 persons remains who sought refuge in the 61 evacuation centers from the 2 provinces in Region 10, which are the province of Misamis Occidental and Misamis Oriental. And then for the status of displaced population outside evacuation center, there are 9 families or 42 persons who are temporarily staying with their relatives or friends. The DSWD is closely monitoring the needs for augmentation assistance of these families. For total damaged houses, a total of 3,300 houses were damaged, of which 585 are totally damaged and 2,715 are partially damaged. So, as presented, for Bukidnon, a total of 3 damaged houses. 1 is totally and 2 are partially. For Camiguin, 1 damaged houses, which is only partially. For Lanao del Norte, 13 total damaged houses, of which 2 are totally and 11 partially damaged. For the province of Misamis Occidental, there are a total of 632 damaged houses, of which 301 are totally damaged and 331 partially damaged. For Misamis Oriental, there are 2,651 damaged houses, of which 281 are totally damaged and 2,370 are partially damaged. For the cost of humanitarian assistance provided, a total of 16,880,410.07 worth of assistance was provided to the affected families, of which 15,244,534.57 from our department and 1,509,875.50 from the local government units and 126,000 worth of donated food packs and bottled water from BFAR Region 10 distributed to the affected fisher folks in the local government unit of Magsaysay, Misamis Oriental. So for the standby funds and preposition relief stockpile, we have standby funds of 8,016,134. This is already allocated for emergency procurement for the potable drinking water and ready-to-eat food. So for stockpile, we have 35,177 family food packs with a total cost of 21,806,396.85, and other non-food items with a total cost of 27,079,476.21. So a total standby funds and stockpile is 56,902,007 pesos and 06. And for the information of everyone po, we have procured 41,071 pre-packed family food packs, which is scheduled for delivery this January 18, 2023. And also delivery of raw mats within the week po. For the reported casualties, there are reported 26 dead, 16 injured, a total of 42 casualties po. So sa Bukidnon, 2 dead, 2 injured. So 4 lahat ang casualty for Misamis Occidental. 20 dead, 7 injured, a total of 27 casualties. For Misamis Oriental, 4 dead, 7 injured, a total of 11 casualties. For AX distribution, as of January 5, 2023, a total of 55,360,000 worth of financial assistance was also provided by the DSWD Field Office 10 to the 11,046 beneficiaries in the province of Misamis Oriental and Misamis Occidental through the assistance to individual in crisis situation. So for Misamis Occidental, there are 6,771 beneficiaries with a total of 33,860,000, and Misamis Oriental, there are 4,275 beneficiaries, a total of 21,500,000 po. As of now po, moving pa po ang number of families affected. We are still coordinating with the concerned local government units, and we set cut-off for us not to request additional financial fund for the RX to be provided to the affected families by we set cut-off on January 6, 12 din po para maka-request po kami ng funding sa central office. As to status of affected families or persons, a total of 3,889 families or 14,684 persons are affected in the 8 municipalities with 47 barangays in the province of Lanao del Norte. So, and in Misamis Occidental, 9 families were sheltered in Sitio Tulan, Purokpol, Barangay Dulipos Bajo, Oroqueta City, during the preemptive evacuation enforced by the local government unit on January 3, 2023, and have already returned to their respective homes the following morning on January 4, 2023. So for the number of affected families, Lanao del Norte, 8 municipalities and 47 barangays with 3,889 affected families and 14,684 persons po. So we are still coordinating with the province of Misamis Occidental as to the details or data on the affected sa trough of LPA. As to the total damaged houses, a total of 93 houses were damaged, of which 21 were totally damaged and 72 were partially damaged. So this is the breakdown po. Sa Salvador, Lanao del Norte, there are 4 damaged houses, of which 4 are totally damaged. In Lala, Lanao del Norte, 7 damaged houses, still totally damaged. And for Tobod, Lanao del Norte, there are 29 damaged houses, of which 10 are totally damaged and then 19 are partially damaged. And for Magsaysay, Lanao del Norte, there are 53 damaged houses, of which all are partially damaged. So for reported casualties, for There are 4 total dead, no, from the municipalities of Baroy and Tubod, Lanao del Norte, and there are 3 injured from Tubod, Lanao del Norte. So a total of 7 casualties. For the major issues and concern, as of January 5, 2023, 12 noon, our areas of concern. First, provision to the affected families is limited to the family food packs and potable drinking water, since our request for a number of kitted items in October 2022 were partially facilitated or delivered, of which about 40% no, were delivered and received na ng Field Office 10 po. And sa recommendation, we will send again a letter request to NRLMB for kitted items necessary to be provided to Shear Line and of LPA affected families. So we will send a letter request po within today po. Second areas of concern is data on trough of LPA affected families reflected in our report is only from the province of Lanao del Norte. We are still coordinating with the PLGU Misamis Occidental through our SWAT team leader for the PLGU submission of report on number of affected families as basis for our relief augmentation. For recommendation, we are continuously coordinating with the Provincial Local Government Unit of Misamis Occidental for the submission of report on the updated number of disaster-affected families for our prompt response operation. So, it is ongoing po. That's all po from Region 10. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Delia. Ma'am, the letter that you are sending to NRLMB, I hope ma-send nyo na po today so that NRLMB can address your concern po and your request.
Yes, ASEC po.
Yeah.
Noted po, ASEC. Thank you.
Any questions po for Ms. Marvillosa? Yes.
Madam, good afternoon.
Yes po, sir.
Yeah, may I ask where is the regional director?
Presently attending meeting on CSAP concern po in Iligan, CSAP concern Iligan. So we have a meeting with the legal service, with the DRMB, and also the FMS po at present.
Okay. So there, based on your report, there are quite a number of casualties, no, dito sa areas nyo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and also a sizable amount of damaged houses. Can you tell us ano na yung mga assistance na nabigay nyo doon sa mga ano?
For the we have provided yung financial assistance worth 5,000 per families po affected. For those naman po na may member of the family for death, we provided burial assistance worth 10,000 po.
Have we covered everybody na?
Not yet po. We are still particularly sa Misamis Occidental because we coordinating in close coordination with the provincial local government unit. And we are waiting for their go signal po as to the payout and schedule of distribution po.
So wala pa kayong schedule doon sa ano?
Naghihintay po tayo ng go signal ng provincial local government po.
Sige, speaking of Misamis Occidental, how is the how do you coordinate with the provincial LGU?
Opo. Ang SWAT team leader po natin is in close coordination with the staff of the provincial governor po, with Attorney Zapatos po. So all our augmentation should be well coordinated and with approval of the provincial governor po.
Okay. So you cannot directly coordinate with the individual LGUs. Kailangan sa provincial kayo, tama?
Opo, sir. Tama po.
Okay. Does the RD personally coordinate with the governor?
Opo. Yes po.
Okay. Sige. Okay. Any questions from the panel?
Yes, ma'am. We have received reports regarding your problem with the LGU. Na-hamper ba yung ano nyo, yung assistance ng mga yung especially yung mga food packs tungkol doon sa ano problem niyo sa governor?
Hindi naman po.
So,
Ang LGU po ng Provincial Local Government of Misamis Occidental is providing po adequate supply of food packs and potable drinking water. And per information from our SWAT team leader, they have to exhaust all the resources before po i-distribute nila yung food packs and potable water from the DSWD po.
okay. Please provide us the data kung ano yung mga LGU na nag-declare ng state of calamity.
Opo. Noted po, Yusek.
Para ma-address natin yung emergency cash transfer, sir, later on para sa mga affected, lalo na sa mga damaged houses, mga ano. Thank you po.
Noted po, Yusek. Thank you.
Yes, Yusek Cabrera and then Asek Maris po.
Ms. Del, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Yusek Che.
There are two weather systems that affected the region. Ano? The
Opo.
first, that of the Shear Line, which caused multiple deaths, particularly more in Misamis Occidental. No? The second one is the results of the effects of the low pressure area, which damaged several houses also in Tubod and caused the death of, I think, about four for Baroy and for Tubod in Lanao del Norte. Now, can you propose to, or whoever is your team leader in the two provinces, if ever the local government units counterparts, particularly the MSWDO, are available, if you can conduct immediately rapid damage and needs assessment, particularly so in areas, to determine areas which had declared their locality as under a state of calamity, to take advantage of that declaration for our emergency cash transfer and also for the support to the families with damaged shelter units. So I propose also that if ever for Misamis Occidental, if your regional director himself can talk with the governor and agree on the schedules. Kung ayaw pa nilang mag-release, then you agree kung kailan tayo papasok so that hindi naman mapahamak or hampered yung ating assistance to the families adversely affected by disaster. So rather than waiting for the governor to decide, mas maganda siguro i-reach out na ng ating regional director and agree with Governor Henry Waminal as to the timelines of their own use of local calamity fund nila, and we can come in for additional augmentation support whenever the resources of the LGUs run out. Thank you, Ms. Dale.
Noted po, Yusek Che. So we, in close coordination po tayo, ma'am, with the provincial local government. Yesterday may meeting po sila as to schedule po ng payout and distribution. So we are waiting for the update from the SWAT team leader po. As to Lanao del Norte naman po, wala tayong problema in terms of coordination. No? Ang municipal level can directly coordinate with us. So they are requesting also augmentation for Lanao del Norte. So wala tayong problema, ma'am, as to Lanao del Norte. Only ang
Thank you.
Misamis Occidental lang po.
Yes, Yusek.
Thank you po.
Follow up lang, no? You said in your report that you're still awaiting some data from provincial local government of Misamis Occidental rather. Don't we have our own monitoring system to determine? Why are you dependent on
yes po, sir.
PLGU para sa mga data?
Actually, sir, we have during first day during first day ng yung Shear Line, we coordinated with the municipal local government units. Then we have get the data, but the provincial local government questioned us where did we get the data na hindi sila nagpalabas. So we wrote a letter to them that explaining our side that we have activated our quick response team at the municipal level para mag-coordinate sa local LSWDO and LDRRMO to get the data. So all our data taken from the LSWDO and LDRRMO at municipal level are not official. Hindi po siya kinoconsider ng province. So for now po, lahat ng mga data na nare-retrieve ng field staff natin doon, hindi nila binibigay sa atin kasi ini-endorse pa po sa provincial local government unit, and ang provincial local government po ang mag-provide ng data sa atin.
Okay, thank you, Madam. Perhaps we can find ways to address this issue. Maybe we can, I don't know, can we ask the DILG to help?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yes, so to help for the pero anyway, may we ask also the regional director to use every resources possible, every means possible to reach out to the provincial governor. Okay, that's our first solution on our part. Okay, so please relay to the regional director to reach out to the provincial governor.
Yes po. Yes po, sir. No, with constant coordination po si RD. So office, opo.
Specifically with the governor, personally,
Opo.
speaking personally.
Yes po. Opo.
Has she done that?
Yes po. Our regional director is in close coordination, but we need to every time na magpasok tayo doon, yung services natin, kailangan po i-coordinate and with approval po ng provincial government. So, naghihintay po tayo ng go signal every time na mayroon tayong orientation doon.
Sige. Okay, Usec Cheche.
Well,
Yes po,
that-
Yusek.
sorry ha, that had been the report of the region since day one, no, nung shear line pa lang yung naka-apekto. And there had been reports also na yung mga tao nanghihingi na, may dala-dalang karatula, nanghihingi ng tulong from the passers-by, no. So parang sample yun sa atin eh. If the regional director can talk with Director Sugarol of the Office of Civil Defense in Cagayan de Oro, to request that a meeting of the RDRRMC be held mismo doon sa Misamis Occidental so that magkaroon ng kumbaga benchmarking as to the resource capacity of the LGU, the province and the municipalities, and that of the regional representing the national government. Kasi delikadong mag-antay tayo, kawawa yung mga tao eh.
Noted po,
Thank
Yusek Che. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Usec Che. I think we have RD with us already po, si RD Jamel. Can we go to Asek Maristela for your question, ma'am? Probably si RD Ma'am Delia is here with us. He can probably answer the queries now. RD,
Yes po, ma'am.
RD Jamel. Good afternoon.
Yes.
RD, magandang hapon po.
Magandang hapon po.
Asek Maristela Asek Maristela has a question for you, RD.
Before that, can I respond to the question of Usec Che?
Go ahead, RD.
Okay. By Tuesday, may council meeting tayo ng response and early recovery cluster. And pwede po doon na lang natin i-held mismo sa MISOC. And regarding the question na may ang mga tao ay nagdadala ng karatula na nagbibig ng pagkain, I was personally with the unvisited MISOC. Nakita ko doon, well responded yung pagkain actually. The LGO, the province and the local government, at mismo doon nakita ko sa evacuation area na marami talagang food packs, may hot meal pa sila na na-provide. Isolated lang siguro yung case outside of evac center yon na hindi na nahagip pa kasi ongoing yung profiling. Yun nga ang posibleng nakita ko. Rest assured, doon namin gagawin yung meeting with the interagency. Thank you po.
Thank you, RD.
Thank you, RD. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. ASEC Maristela, your question, ma'am.
Next, Madam
Yes,
Chair, kami naman.
good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, ASEC.
Yung report kanina ni Ms. Del citing some casualties, ang concern ko lang doon because both there are injured and dead family members. Was there an intervention to provide or to assess if there's any traumatic experience that requires psychosocial intervention? Kung hindi pa to nagagawa, I suggest it has to be pursued.
Okay, thank you on that concern. Actually, we have deployed two teams in Misok last week pa, providing psychosocial aid to the victims, and starting this day, na-respond din natin yung mga burial assistance sa mga affected families. So, yun po ang happening doon sa ground.
Okay.
So, dalawang teams ang deployed na providing psychosocial first aid po. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, RD Ramil. Well, of course, we appreciated and more likely, of course, the family members are appreciating of the burial and other AICs assistance, but of course, equally important, the traumatic experience, the grieving period of those families with dead members. Thank you at na-address na rin pala yung psychosocial first aid for those families. Thank you. Keep safe, everyone.
Yeah, ASEC Elaine, ma'am.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ASEC Dayan. Thank you so much, ASEC Dayan. We've noted also the report of FO10 about the additional request on the assistance to individuals in crisis situation. Hintayin na lang po namin yung additional request and validated na mga reports. And of course, we would like to extend our thank and gratitude, of course, to the staff of Field Office 10 na hanggang December 31, nagpi-payout po sila. Kindly extend RD Hamen to the hanggang sa SWAD offices po natin ang pasasalamat sa lahat ng sakripisyo hanggang December 31. Nagpahinga lang po sila ng January 1 at arangkada po ulit ng January 2. Thank you so much po.
You're welcome, ASEC. Noted po.
Thank you. Yes, ASEC Maristela. ASEC Arnel Garcia is with us online. ASEC Arnel, you have question for
Yes
RD?
po, opo. Actually, yung pong kay RD Ramel, una muna yung kay Governor. Talagang ang rason natin, sir, kung ang rapid assessment at yung magka-council meeting pa lang, ang OCD by Tuesday, syempre, slow yon. Ang labas po, sir, ay pwede nating sabihin kay Governor, syempre may official report sila, but syempre we need to get to gather data on the ground. So yun ang sinasabing rapid assessment natin, which we also share with the OCD dahil meron tayong mga municipal link, yan ang ginagawa rin sa other regions. So sa meeting na council meeting nyo, i-emphasize ninyo kay Gov na the number of hours needed, maski na sabihin na natin, ito yung hindi pa official report kasi maraming reports coming on the ground, but kailangan na natin immediately ng report dahil ito ay hinihingi natin sa DSWD at kay Presidente. Pwede pong lulusot yan na ma-discuss with the Governor, and I think that is what we're doing in other regions. And Madam Chair, ay in the absence also nung Caraga, na sinabi ng Caraga na may problema sila sa truck, sa transport, again, within sa level natin ay nakakuha pa rin tayo. We can ask even the LGU, which I know sila RD Flo is doing, ask the LGU, yung mga truck, yung ating mga military at other mobile support na pwede at saka DPWH to transport. The DPWH, of course, we can do this in coordination with the OCD. OCD is also looking for transport support kung kinakailangan, at actually meron pa silang gasoline support doon sa mga ma-hire nila. So again, if this is practice in the OCD, let's take most of this in the absence of the transport support coming from Central. Of course, from Central, ang QRF natin, I know, will be dedicated to the procurement of the goods. Mr. Chair, ang sana po ay ma-declare yung state of calamity kung kinakailangan para mapibilis, kasi ang regular procurement natin ito ay regular, hindi siya emergency given the absence of the state of calamity. So again, we rely on the interoperability both on the level ng food, non-food, at syempre of course transport support within the region. Salamat, Madam Chair.
Thank you, ASEC Arnel. ASEC Makapobre, ma'am. Good afternoon po. You have question for RD, ma'am.
Good afternoon po sa lahat. Ito po ay tungkol doon sa suggestion kanina ni Usec Che sa Caraga, not to rely on the augmentation from NROC and VDRC, but to do its own procurement. Ang tanong ko po ay, ano na ba ngayon ang estado ng state of calamity? Because in the last meeting in December, Usec Marco mentioned that there is a move to extend that state of calamity. Meron pa ba yung visa sa ngayon, o ang ating state of calamity ngayon na gagamitin ayon lang declared by the region kung meron man? Kasi mapapadali yung pag-procure ngayon ng mga FOs kung merong ganyan na declaration sana. Pero kung wala, ay talagang isa kabuan ang regular procurement nila. Pinaka mababa na yan. Yun lang po, Asek Dayan.
Yeah, thank you, ASEC. Maraming salamat. RD, just keep on doing what you need to do dyan po so that you can address, of course, not just po yung pag-provide ng mga family food packs, yung ni-remind po ni ASEC Maristela that even the psychosocial needs of the people, particularly yung mga relatives na may mga namatayan po, and of course lahat ng mga affected, that goes for everybody, that DSWD is not just providing yung mga family food packs, but of course the psychosocial needs of these affected people as well. So thank you, FO10. RD Jamel, maraming salamat po. We move on to RD Vanessa, FO11. Ma'am, magandang hapon po.
Magandang hapon po, Asek Dayan, to Usec Ed, to Usec Marco, Usec Che, Asek Arnel, Asek Maris, Asek Elaine, and to the other members of the ExecCom. Good afternoon po ulit. Sharing po our presentation for our report on the effects of the LPA in Davao Region. So a total of, next slide please, a total of 13,004 families or 15,056 individuals are affected in 39 barangays in only one province po in Davao Region, and that is Davao del Norte. So if you observe po, there's a disparity between the number of families and number of persons. It is because some LGUs po are still conducting the ongoing validation to determine how many individuals are really affected po by the effects of the LPA. But determine na nila yung families, determining na lang po the accuracy of the number of individuals. Our next slide contains our report on how many displaced population inside the evacuation centers. So out of the 13,000 affected families, only 202 families or 702 persons are currently taking temporary shelter in 6 evacuation centers po in the province of Davao del Norte. So konti lang po. That is because Davao region is experiencing still cloudy skies, but less na po yung rain showers, and most of the families have returned to their own shelters or houses. So outside evacuation centers naman po, there are 40 families based on our data gathering who have stayed in the houses of relatives located at higher ground. And we are also monitoring their needs for augmentation for these displaced families outside of the evacuation centers. So, for the status of our humanitarian assistance, as of this time po, USEC Ed, USEC Marco, we have provided 3,258 family food packs. As of this time of reporting, gusto kasi daw po ng province na sila na yung mag-collate for all the needs ng various municipalities and cities under them. And they have initially coordinated with us to request mga 9,500 food packs. So we are just facilitating po the delivery and the documents required so as to provide na po makompleto natin yung needs ng province na 13,000 family food packs for all the families affected. Next slide. A total of 2,319,338 and 92 worth of assistance was provided to the affected families. May portion po dyan ang DSWD and from the LGU. As to the standby funds of FO11, it's stated in our presentation na zero, but I am in constant coordination with ASEC Dayan regarding the approval of the standby funds, and it has already been approved. It is now with FMS for the downloading. That's the update as of yesterday. So it is not anymore a major issue for us as ASEC Dayan. And our stockpile at the moment is 16,271. So we have enough po for the augmentation of family food packs. And aside from the 16,000 FFPs, we have 7,200 raw mats, and we are in relation po to the guidance of USEC to not to rely on the NROC and the augmentation, but really mobilize the repacking of our food packs. So we are working on the raw materials as of the moment in order to increase our stockpile. In addition to our existing raw mats, we are glad to report that the 5,000 family food packs from NRLMB has arrived yesterday at the seaport of Saksa. And kanina po, na-deliver na sa warehouse yung NFI. I was told that the 5th container contains the FFPs. So the 5,000 additional FFPs will really help in the needs of the Davao region. We also have NFIs worth 22,545,000, resulting in the total standby fund and stockpile amount of 33,185,084 pesos. As to the reported casualty, we have received a report that there is a child, 4 years old, who died, who may isang fatality for Davao region. And we are, as of the moment, reaching out to the family to provide the burial assistance and whatever assistance that will be that the family needs. Next slide. As to the issues and concerns, only the replenishment of the standby funds, which has already been approved. So we are just waiting for the downloading of the same. To mention lang po, USEC Marco, we have submitted last year a request for the 15,000 raw materials. May request po kami for 15,000 raw materials. So we were informed lately that this can be approved, but in order to give Usec Marco also an option, because we were informed that pahirapan po daw talaga yung logistics delivery as of this time. So para lang daw po may option for the approving authorities whether to grant cash equivalent or of the raw materials requested. We will submit po a proposal to that effect. So mention ko lang po, Usec, na may pinaprepare po kaming proposal. Sagarin na lang po namin na 45,000, the proposal is good for the production of 45,000 family food packs. This is in preparation also of the new directive that the stockpile should be maintained at 30,000. Kasi po, pag naubos na yung raw mats namin, wala na talaga kami. The standby funds, which will be later downloaded, will also be utilized. And then after that, medyo drain na po dito. So we will prepare the proposal for the request of the 45,000 raw materials. Whether it will be sent raw mats or it's cash equivalent po. Thank you. Our next slide po is our presentation, because as mentioned by Usec Che, there are 2 incidents affecting Mindanao area. So the LPA and the Shear Line, which happened this is last year, December 26. So for the Shear Line, it affected 5 regions in Davao Province: Davao de Oro, Davao del Norte, Davao Occidental, Davao del Sur, and Davao Oriental. Luckily din po, there are, not luckily, there are a total of 7,073 families or 26,185 persons affected in the 32 barangays of the 5 provinces. Luckily, humupa po kaagad yung baha and nakauwi po lahat ng mga affected families. So as of this time, there are no more displaced population inside the evacuation centers, nor are there displaced persons outside of the evacuation centers. As to the status of the humanitarian assistance provided during the flooding caused by the Shear Line, FO11 provided 743 family food packs, and NFI costing 182,790 and 50 cents to 414 beneficiaries. Ito lang po yung mga na nagtagal or nagstay po overnight or for 2 days sa evacuation centers. Yung iba po, yung LGUs did not anymore requested for augmentation because umuwi naman po kaagad. For the flooding caused by the Shear Line, there were reported 2 dead and 2 missing. So yung dalawang namatayan po, we have already extended burial assistance. And with respect to the 2 missing, wala pa po tayong assistance pending determination of the status ng reported casualties. There were also 11 totally destroyed houses in Davao de Oro and Davao del Sur, and partially damaged houses na 64 in Davao de Oro and Davao del Sur. All of them, we have reached out for the corresponding financial assistance. Rest assured po, Usec Ed, that we have extended po the benefits na kailangan as of this time. Mention ko na lang din po yung may isang barangay tayo sa Davao Oriental na for 3 days isolated sila, hindi passable yung area nila, but DSWD pursued na mabigyan po sila ng food packs using all available resources in coordination with the AFP, the DPWH. So na-reach out po natin yung isolated barangay and we have provided financial assistance to the residents there who have been isolated for days na wala po talaga silang makain. So pasalamat po talaga sila sa DSWD. Okay. So the same lang po yung standby funds and proposition relief goods. As to the AX distribution mentioned earlier, there were 414 families extended assistance in the total amount of 1,282,000. Major issues and concerns, the same po with the LPA presentation above. So that's it po for FO11. We are ready to answer questions if there are any. Thank you po.
Yeah, thank you, RD Vanessa. That is very comprehensive po. It's just that yung ano na lang, ma'am, your request for standby funds, rest assured na kahapon po finalo up na ulit ni Director Mata yan. Di ba, Director, the standby funds for FO11, we are already following it up kasi kahapon they called again. So, rest assured din po ay ina-address na ng Dream B. RD. Thank you po.
Asek.
Yeah, thank you. Now we move on to FO8 po. Director Grace Subong, ma'am. Good afternoon po. Grace.
Hello. Hello, good afternoon po.
Good afternoon, RD.
Yes po. Okay na. Hindi ako. Check ko lang, marinig po ba ko?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Yung inyong slide po nakikita na namin, ma'am. You can start your recording.
Yes po, Asek, good afternoon po. Asek Dayan, and of course, Usec Edu. Good afternoon po. And as far as Region 8 na disaster response operations, parang nagpi-feedback.
RD, nagpi-feedback because you have, I think, another monitor with you. Baka pwedeng patayin yung isa.
Sandali lang po, Asek.
I-mute na po sa
Hello. Na-off.
Okay, we can hear you, RD.
Okay. Ayan. Sige. So, as far as FO8 disaster response operations, ito po yung ating status as of the affected families. So, there are a total of 30,155 families and 108,852 individuals or persons affected. This comes from 170 barangays in 24 municipalities and in the 3 provinces of Region 8. So the distribution, ang mas malaki ay andito po sa Eastern Samar, which covers 16 municipalities and with a total of 430,000. And as far as Leyte, there are only 7 municipalities affected and 19 barangays with 861 families. As far as status of the displaced population inside the evacuation center, there are 84 families and 344 persons. Currently, they are taking temporary shelter in 10 evacuation centers located in 7 municipalities in the provinces of Eastern Samar, Leyte, and Southern Leyte. So ito po yung distribution. Balik. So basically, nandito po sa Eastern Samar, meron tayong 45 families. Sa Leyte, we have 32, and sa Southern Leyte, meron tayong 7. Ang outside evacuation naman, as of now, meron na lang tayong 2 families, and these are located in Eastern Samar. 10 persons po itong 2 families. As far as damaged houses, so there are 3 totally and 42 partially damaged houses. These are all from the province of Eastern Samar. In terms naman po of the casualty, so as reported by and data provided to us by DILG, there are already 7 dead. These are from Eastern Samar, Northern Samar, Western Samar, and also Leyte. There were also 2 dead found here, which comes from Misamis Oriental. Meron pa ring isa na for verification, and meron tayong 9 na missing. And these are from Northern Samar and Eastern Samar. As far as our assistance provided, so basically we provided family food packs to the LGUs for the affected families, and we have already responded 13,383, amounting to 7.6 million. We have also extended AIX to particularly the municipality of Llorente with a 1,030 families amounting to 2,060,000. The 50,000 for 8 beneficiaries, these are from Northern Samar, where we were able to provide 10,000 for yung mga dead, 2 po dyan, and the rest of that, yung 6,000 at 5,000 for the missing. So ito po yung nabigyan na natin, and these were already received, no, and provided assistance by our SWAT team leaders. As far as the distribution to the families, completed na yung ating 6 municipalities in Eastern Samar. We have an ongoing remaining of 4,026 family food packs for Llorente. And we are to distribute also the remaining 1.4 million financial assistance to the 720 affected families, same in Llorente, Eastern Samar. We are also to distribute the financial assistance in Arteche and Hipapad, Eastern Samar next week, and to the bereaved families as well as the missing. Also, we have to distribute the remaining 13 family kits and other non-food items to, of course, the affected families. These are from Manikani. These are the families affected by the tornado in Giwan, Eastern Samar. As far naman of assistance provided by our partners, actually we are still getting the exact numbers, and in terms of the quantity as well as the amount extended by our LGUs. As we have noticed, not all LGUs were given or extended family food packs because the LGUs were able to respond first and provided food to all the affected families. Also, we have OCD also provided food items to some areas of the Eastern Samar, of the families affected also by the Shear Line. As far as the standby funds and the preposition relief food stockpile, as of now, we have 7.8 million balance na funds. And in terms of the family food packs, we have on standby 33,479 with a cost of 22.3 million. Other food items, these are the non-food items, amounting to 20,649,864, or more or less mga 11,000 plus non-food items. So our total funds as well as stockpile is amounting to 50.8 million. The 7.8 8 balance natin na standby funds. Meron na tayong ongoing procurement, and this would produce and give us another 14,900 family food packs. We have also an ongoing repacking at our warehouse, where we are expecting for an additional of 6,400. So more or less, we will have closer to 40,000 family food packs. Ito lang yung aming mga major concerns. The rest are we were already closely coordinating, of course, with the DRMD as well as NROC. And ito lang yung more or less current concerns namin, no, yung availability ng ating mga trucks, no, or wing van. And we hope that we will be provided, of course, an additional wing van, or maybe we can, if we can hear an update as far as the delivery of this, the proposed wing van for Region 8. Also, we have requested non-food items last October. Actually, this is still sana intended for the paing, and we would like to know also if what's the status as far as the delivery, if ever. So I think that is as far as Region 8's status on the response, no, of both the Shear Line as well as the LPA.
Thank you, RD, for your report, ma'am. NROC will be reporting mamaya po. So they will be updating us with regards to their deliverables to the different field offices, ma'am. So do you have any questions for RD Grace? So no questions for you, ma'am. Thank you for your report. We now move on to...
Thank you po, Asek.
Thank you, RD. We now move on to FO4B. RD Leonardo Reynoso, sir. Good afternoon po.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. For Mimaropa, because of the improving weather condition in Palawan, particularly in southern Palawan, we expect that some of the families will be returning back home. However, since there are still areas which are flooded, we expect that there will still be families who will be staying in the evacuation centers tonight and probably until tomorrow. So can we now move to the next slide, please? Can we next slide, please, on the status of affected families? So in Field Office Mimaropa, 2 provinces were affected and 6 municipalities and 5 municipalities and 1 city. So the 2 provinces, we have Oriental Mindoro and Palawan. In Oriental Mindoro, the affected municipality is Baco and the city is Calapan. And in Palawan, we have Brooks Point, Sopronio, Española, and municipality of Rizal. So all in all, 30 barangays were affected and 3,622 families, equivalent to 14,940 persons. Next slide, please. On the status of displaced population, we have a total of 40 evacuation centers, and there are 3,261 families or 13,706 persons in 40 evacuation centers. So in Brooks Point, we have 29 evacuation centers. In Sopronio, Española, we have 3. And in Oriental Mindoro, we have 8 evacuation centers. On the cost of humanitarian assistance provided, the DSWD has provided a total of 2.4 million. This is equivalent to 3,500 family food packs. 2,500 family food packs were provided to the municipality of Brooks Point and 1,000 family food packs for the municipality of Sopronio, Española. On the displaced persons outside the evacuation centers, so we have accounted 261 families in total. In Palawan, we have 193 families. That is in Brooks Point, and 13 families in Rizal, Palawan. And in Oriental Mindoro, we have 55, 54 in Baco, and 1 in Calapan City. On the standby funds and prepositioned relief goods, we have a total of 5.9 million standby funds. On the family food packs, we have 49,428. Hindi na po kasama dito yung binanggit ko kanina na 3,500 for Sopronio Española and Brooks Point. And we have also other food and non-food items. Ang total po nito is 33 million, and raw mats are ready for conversion, equivalent to 10.2 million. So all in all, our standby funds and stockpile, the total amount is 84 million. I just want to share with you that based on the feedback from the SWAD and the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office, ang commendable na nangyari po sa Palawan, since there are only 2 municipalities which are affected by flooding, nearby municipalities, sila po actually ang unang nag-augment. Dinala nila yung kanilang mga goods since yesterday, particularly the municipality of Balabac. Ito po yung southernmost municipality ng Palawan. Siya po yung tumulong sa Brooks Point at saka sa Sopronio Española, as well as other municipalities in the 2nd district of Palawan, even Puerto Princesa City. At nagulat kami ng as far as El Nido, nagpadala sila ng food augmentation sa Brooks Point. Kaya kahit meron tayong goods, according to the LGU, hindi muna nila kailangan yung goods ng DSWD. Probably bukas pa nila magagamit yung sa DSWD sapagkat yung kanilang commodities o yung mga augmentation ng other municipalities ay kaya pa daw hanggang ngayon. By the way, the provincial government was able to set up mobile kitchen kasi hindi po advisable na mabigay ka ng ating mga family food packs kasi magiging problema. Paano naman nila ito lulutuin? At any rate, the DSWD Field Office Mimaropa was able to provide, what do you call this? Community kitchen equipment, na siya po yung mga kitchenwares, na ito po yung ginagamit ngayon ng PBRMO sa kanila pong mobile kitchen. Kaya yung pong ibinibigay ng mga sa munisipyo ay ito po ay yung mga lutong pagkain. Mag-uumpisa po sila ng pagbibigay nito mga family food packs ay bukas po. Gawa ng ina-expect nila na mauubos na itong mga naibigay ng other municipalities. And by the way, available naman po yung water. Kaya lamang po ang request po sa amin ng 2 munisipyo, instead of bottled water, baka ang pwedeng ibigay ng DSWD ay ito pong jerry cans. Na ito po yung pinag-uusapan namin kung merong available sa Palawan para daw po ito yung magagamit nila kasi meron naman tubig. Ang problema ay yung paglalagyan nila ng tubig. Kaya they would prefer na jerry cans kasi meron pa naman pong bottled water na available doon sa area. What else? So we expect that there will be additional reports coming in ngayong pong hapon hanggang mamayang gabi, particularly on the number of damaged houses. Kasi hindi pa po siya actually kasama dito. Gawa ng the focus of the LGU is providing assistance to the during evacuation at saka po dun sa evacuees. Kaya pagdating po dun sa mga damaged houses ay hindi pa po cleared sa provincial government at saka sa municipal government yung report to be submitted to the DSWD. But we were assured that they will fast track the submission of this data hanggang mamaya pong gabi. So yun lamang po, maraming salamat. So we have here the pictures, the photo documentation, and the situation on the ground. You will note yung baha po talaga, this is actually flash flood. Hindi po kagaya nung baha sa ibang munisipyo na hanggang bubong ng bahay. So, pero meron pa daw po kasing tubig sa ilang mga barangays, pero nagsusubside naman po. And then dahil lang sa maganda na yung panahon, hopefully, hindi natataas yung tubig. I think that is all for Field Office Mimaropa.
Thank you, RD. And it's good that you are communicating. It seems you're communicating very well with your LGU with regards sa pangangailangan nila. Because if they have enough, and then nasusuplayan naman yung mga constituents nila. Ang move kasi natin is that a constant communication with them if they need us to augment. Yung you reach out to them.
Yes, tama naman po. Kaya't natutuwa din kami na nag-verbalize sila na okay na sana, okay kailangan nila ng tubig, pero they have water at kailangan nila actually yung lalagyan ng tubig. Kaya ang preferred po nila ay itong jerry cans. So we are actually communicating with the PSWDO and our team in Palawan kung meron bang available na jerry cans. Kaya ipapacilitate po namin ngayon kung kinakailangan kami mag local purchase immediately ng mga jerry cans.
Okay, thank you, RD. Very good. Do we have any questions? Yes, Usec Ed.
RD, good afternoon. RD Leo.
Yes, good afternoon.
Based on your report, can we safely assume that you have enough stockpile to respond to the needs of the affected communities?
Yes, Usec. In fact, meron pa tayong ine-expect na 9,300 family food packs na ito po kasi for delivery this month. But we need to negotiate with Vitamax and Meridian to reschedule in advance the delivery of the 9,300 additional family food packs. Para at least ay ma-replenish po agad kung ano man yung kabawasan doon sa stock natin sa Puerto Princesa City.
Yeah, and it's also good to know the application of the interoperability within your FO. That's good to know because that's very proactive response. Anyway, my only concern is yung may mga tayo RD may mga bridge tayong nasira. So I was wondering kung accounted na ba talaga lahat yung mga affected families natin, nabilang na ba yung lahat, na-reach out na ba natin lahat ng towns and municipalities, considering na baka may mga hindi pa naaabot na mga towns dito sa mga nasirang bridges nga na impassable, and how does this affect your relief operations?
As far as the two municipalities are concerned, na-reach out naman po nila itong mga barangays. Pero sabi natin, kung meron pang mga additional families na hindi po nila nare-rescue, inaasahan natin natataas pa yung figure. Pero sapat naman yung pagkain. And it's good na ang ginawa po ng PDRRMO at MDRRMO ay itong mobile kitchen. Kasi hindi talaga practical na ang ibibigay natin ay yung family food packs na hindi naman nila makakain. Lalo na nung nangyari kagabi at saka kaninang umaga, medyo challenge kung ang ibibigay natin ay yung family food packs. Magugutom din kasi yung ating mga benepisyaryo. Kaya siguro ay ito po yung isang inirekomenda namin na pag-aralan ng DSWD na pagka sa immediate evacuation, baka talagang hindi advisable yung family food packs. It should be something na makakain nila. Hindi na yung lulutuin. Siguro yung family food packs natin after a day or two, na settled na yung mga families at prepared na rin even yung facility sa evacuation center para po dito sa pagluluto ng mga pamilya. Okay, that is all, Usec.
Yeah, thank you, RD. We have one more question from Asek Maristela, RD. Asek, please.
Actually, it's not a question, but a comment thanking the region Mimaropa for the very comprehensive preparedness and response efforts. And it's good to know na yung mga mobile kitchen natin na bigay doon sa, tama ba, with the PDRMO ay very useful para sa ating mga victims. And maganda talagang ma-take note yung magandang relationship din ng ating mga LGUs among themselves, kasi as far as na Eldido ganong kalayo ay nagkatulong pa doon sa Brooks Point and doon sa isa pang municipality. Congratulations to your team, RD Leo.
Yes, Asek Maris. Kaya nga sabi ko, we need to document this at hindi dapat natin dito na we should be able to take note of this. At maganda itong practice, naging tradition na pala ito sa Palawan, para at least ma-share natin na kung hindi affected yung other municipalities, they can share with those municipalities which are affected.
Ang ganda, oo.
RD, gusto
Yes, Usec Marco, you are not coming clear.
Yeah, yung prepositioning natin, we have to continue with that, especially yung mga island municipalities. So sana diyan sa Palawan at Mimaro pa at sa lahat na siguro ng region, please continue with the prepositioning of our goods para sa mga areas na kailangan talaga.
Tama naman po yun, Usec Marco. So definitely we have prepositioned relief commodities in island municipalities. Kaya ayaw na namin galawin, hindi naman kasi practical na kukunin namin yung mga commodities dun sa island municipalities para dalhin lamang dun sa another island. Kaya tama po yun, we will continue that. Ang problema lamang po natin kasi dun sa mga island municipalities, wala silang maayos na stock room or warehouse. Kaya yung mga stock room nila, it can only accommodate yun nga, mga 300 to 500 family food packs. Pero even then, at least okay na yun. Thank you so much.
Thank you, RD. Anything else, Executive members? We have no more questions, sir. Keep up the good work po, RD. Keep up the good work. So we now move on to FO 9, Director Ridwan Hajimuddin. Good afternoon, RD.
Yes, good afternoon, ASEC. Good afternoon, Usec Ed, Usec Marco, Usec Che, ASEC Dayan, and ASEC Arnel, ASEC Elaine, of course, ASEC Mariz, ASEC Belen, and other officials. Buenas tardes a todos. So we'll be reporting the update from DSWD FO 9. But before that, I'd like to emphasize that we have not been affected by the recent LPA. So what we'll be reporting will simply be the effect of Shear Line, which affected us earlier. So this is simply just an update on the Shear Line. So as to the status of affected families and persons, we have a total of 9,000 families from 68 barangays, by the way, from the 3 provinces of Zamboanga del Sur, Zamboanga del Norte, Basilan. But for emphasis, Zamboanga del Sur actually is only Zamboanga City, since it is still included under Zamboanga del Sur. None of the municipalities of Zamboanga del Sur was affected by the Shear Line. For Zamboanga del Norte, there were actually 2 cities and 5 municipalities, and Basilan, there were 2 cities of Isabela and Lamitan. So that's all 9,000 families with 44,259 persons. Okay, so this in red spot were the areas affected by the Shear Line, by flooding particularly. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so as to the status of displaced population inside Ibak, we still have 30 families in one Ibak center in Isabela City particularly. These are the families whose houses were either totally or partially damaged, and so they could not still return to their respective houses, and so they're still in the Ibak center. Next slide, please. As the status of humanitarian assistance, for the areas we have mentioned, for Zamboanga City, we have provided 150, or a total of cost of 81,973, and non-food of 14,250. For Zamboanga del Norte, 1,540 family food packs with a total cost of 841,594.60, and for non-food items, 4,133.79. And for Basilan, to include Lamitan, 2,801. This was shipped through the effort of the Philippine Coast Guard with a total cost of 1,530,718.19 in all. And of course, we also provided financial assistance to the 2 casualty in Isabela City with a total cost of 20,000. Okay, so these are the cost of assistance that we provided: 3,018,990 worth of assistance, and 2,249,249 2,492,670 from the DSWD, and from the LGU, 526,320, particularly from the LGU of Isabela. Yeah. Okay, so as to the status of standby funds and preposition relief goods, we still have our 5 million standby fund for our stockpile family food packs. We now have 18,875. That already includes the 7,800 sent by NROC, or a total cost of 11,356,031.91. For other food and non-food items, we still have 19,354,448.19, or a total of 35,710,480.01. And for the preposition stockpile in the different flood prone or disaster prone municipalities, we have a total of 11,000 family food packs with the total cost of 6,011,390. Yan. And okay, for the casualties, actually we have 4. The one in Zamboanga del Sur is actually the one in Zamboanga. It's not Zamboanga City. For Zamboanga del Norte, which was first reported missing but was found after a week. And then Basilan, we have 2 which were reported. And as to the cost of next assistance na yan, ano? Assistance, we only have provided to the 2 casualties in Basilan, but for the other, we already have reached out to the families, but we're waiting for them to submit the required documents for them to be able to be given the assistance. But of course, psychosocial services were already provided to the family of the victims. So that's all for our update on the effect of shear line that affected Zamboanga Peninsula.
Yes,
Thank you.
RD. Maraming salamat po.
Okay,
Your
welcome.
file naman and your standby fund is okay na rin. So I hope maganda ang RD. Magandang hapon. Now we move.
Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I was supposed to, I was supposed to call FO12, kaya lang may power failure doon, sir.
Hindi na maganda signal. No?
Power failure po ang FO12, sir. So we have to move to another FO na muna, sir. So next we have NCR muna daw po. RD Romualdez. Magandang hapon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, OIC, Punay, and all the officials for DSWD. So, ma'am, so far, there are no reports of affected families and individuals in Metro Manila as per coordination with MMDR RMC and the 17 local government units through their respective local social welfare and development offices. So, status, ma'am, of humanitarian assistance as well, next slide please, is 0. And so I'll just report, ma'am, on the standby funds and preposition relief stockpile. So for NCR, we have a standby fund right now of 349,436.70. And we already sent a request for fund replenishment worth 4.6 million. So this is actually, ma'am, earmarked for the procurement of the ongoing procurement for the food packs, which amount to 4,193,000. So total cost, so we have right now for the FFPs, we have 13,029. And therefore, delivery to NCWP Pasay City from NROC. So our total cost is 7,817,400. And the other food and non-food items quantity is 11,041,000. And the total cost is 9,024,799. So total standby funds and stockpile is 16,842,198.98. And we will just show you, ma'am, the photos of our current warehouse. So definitely, ma'am, no reported casualties. I just wanted to share our major issues and concerns. Areas of concern would be the standby fund replenishment. And the recommendation, ma'am, would be facilitation of the downloading of the funds for replenishment. And timeline is as soon as possible po. Thank you, ma'am. That would be all.
Thank you, RD. Do we have any questions for NCR? So, maulan pa din for the next 3 days, RD. We just continue monitoring na lang po for NCR. Thank you for your
Yes,
report,
ma'am. We'll
ma'am.
do that, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, RD.
Thank you, sir.
We now move on to FO5, RD Norman Laurio.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone, especially OIC Sec Edu Punay, Usec Marco, Usec Che, and other members of the Execom, Asik Dayan, Asik Colonel. Ito po yung, this is our report for FO5. A total of 74 families or 265 persons are affected in 4 barangays due to shear line and of course this LPA, specifically from Albay and Camarines Sur. So today classes are suspended in 4 municipalities of Albay, especially Camalig, Daraga, Kinubatan, and of course Legazpi City. In Camarines Norte, due to flooding yesterday, the municipalities of Basud, Mercedes, Paracale, San Vicente, and Talisay were also suspended. And in the entire province of Camarines Sur, suspendido din po ang klase. And of course, Catanduanes. But of course, we have no cancellation of sea travels in effect, especially dito po sa ating isa sa pinakamalaking puerto po natin sa Matnog, Sorsogon. But of course, we are closely monitoring and coordinating with our municipal action team and of course the PLGU para po matugunan at ma-address yung pangangailangan pag of course magkaroon ng cancellation of sea travel. And of course, there is no strandies in any ports in the Bicol region as of today. We have a total of, next slide please. Ayun, we have a total of 3 evacuation centers for the 2 provinces with 248 persons. Total of 248 persons affected. We have already distributed family food packs sa mga pamilya po na naapektuhan. Ang iba naman ay they already returned to their home. We have provided a total of 11,271 worth of assistance to the affected families in Albay. That was yesterday. And of course, we also provided a total of 18,121 cost of assistance, including of course from the LGU of 6,850 for the 2 provinces, Albay and Camarines Sur. Still, for our standby funds and stockpile, we have a total of 5 million pesos as a standby fund, and of course, we have enough food, a total of 41,486 food items with a total cost of 24,698,000. So all in all, yung standby funds po natin at stockpile and non-food items of course is 78,273,783. And I just want to inform the EXICOM that last year, immediately after the 9 missing fishermen was reported in Catanduanes, that was reported on the 24th of December. Immediately, we have provided family food packs to the families, of course, of the missing fishermen. And I personally went to Catanduanes to provide cash assistance to the families of the missing fishermen. 2 were retrieved in the municipality of Rapo-Rapo and 1 in Sorsogon, but the others are still missing. And of course, I was able to talk to the survivor, and we also provided psychosocial intervention to the families. And I would also like to follow up our request, especially yung aming community kitchen. Napaka-importante po nito, especially dito po sa ating mga ports, na kapag may mga weather disturbances, immediately po makapagbigay kami ng hot meals. Lalong-lalo na po doon sa Matlog. Yung po yung sinabi ko kanina na isa sa busiest ports natin dito po sa Luzon. Because of ito po yung transshipment point ng ating mga 10-wheeler trucks and other vehicles from Luzon to Visayas and Mindanao. That will be all for now. We are closely monitoring, especially the flood-prone areas in Camarines Sur and Camarines Norte. We are closely coordinating with the local government units through our municipal action team in order for us to provide immediate assistance to possible affected families, lalong-lalo na po na panakanaka ay bumubuhos pa rin itong ulan dito po sa Bicol region. Maraming salamat po. If you have any questions, thank you.
Thank you, RD. Any questions for RD? Mexico members? So we have none. Thank you for that report, sir. Maraming salamat po. We now go to FO6, RD Carmelo Nochete, sir. Good afternoon po.
Good afternoon po, ASEC Dayan, and to all the members of the EXICOM. For DSWD Field Office 6, we will be reporting on 3 weather disturbances, the effects of shear line, the low pressure area, as well as the tornado that was caused by the trough of the low pressure area. As to the status of affected families or persons, for the effects of shear line, a total of 7,475 families or 34,328 persons were affected in 3 provinces, Aklan, Capiz, and Negros Occidental. As to the effects of the tornado due to the trough of the low pressure area, a total of 247 families or 1,235 persons were affected in 4 barangays in the province of Iloilo, including Iloilo City. And then on the effects of the low pressure area, a total of 1,102 families or 4,991 persons were affected in 12 barangays in the province of Aklan, specifically in the municipalities of Nabas and Tangalan. Next. Next slide. As to the status of displaced population inside evacuation center, on the effects of shear line, 353 displaced families or 1,438 persons who took temporary shelter with friends and relatives have already returned to their homes. As for the tornado, there were 38 families or 185 persons who temporarily stayed with their relatives or friends. Field Office 6 is closely monitoring the needs for augmentation assistance of these families and persons. Next.
Outside.
Status of displaced population. Tapos na.
Next slide.
Next slide. Status of displaced persons due to the effects of the low pressure area. There were 321 families or 1,398 individuals temporarily staying with their relatives or friends. We are also closely monitoring the needs for augmentation assistance for these families and individuals. As for the displaced population, in Aklan, we have a total of 321 families or 1,398 persons affected, displaced. Next. Status of humanitarian assistance. As for the effects of shear line, we have provided a total of 424 family food packs and 64 non-food items. Balikan na. As for the effect of the tornado, as for the effect of the anyway, as for the summary of our report, number of LGUs affected for cities and municipalities, we have 14. We have 75 barangays affected. For families, we have 8,824 families for a total of 40,554 individuals affected. Displaced inside evacuation centers, 158 families or 638 persons, but they have now all returned to their families or are now staying with their friends or relatives. As for damaged houses, we have a total of 88 totally damaged, 197 partially damaged for a total of 285 damaged houses. Next. Next slide.
Anything else to add, RD?
Status of humanitarian assistance. I think
We saw that already, RD.
yes, I think that is all asset for Field Office 6.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yung ano nyo, sir, yung request for replenishment of standby funds, have you sent your letter of request already?
On the process.
We will be sending it right after this meeting, asset.
Sige po. Send it na lang, sir, so that Dreamby can address it immediately na lang. Thank you, RD, for your report. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.
Yeah, we now go to FO 12, Director Loreto Cabaya. FO 12. Paki-on lang po yung mic niyo, sir.
Okay na. Nakauna po. Okay na po.
Okay na, RD. We can hear you.
Of course, we are very thankful to the God Almighty that during the New Year, Region 12 has been very calm, and we have, of course, fair weather. And our report for the LPA and Shear Line, the affected area is only General Santos City with one barangay and 26 families affected with 130 individuals. Next slide. And that's it. Next slide. And we have extended 2,000 each for the 26 families in the amount of 52,000 pesos. And the city of Jensen has also augmented the money that we gave to the victims in the amount of 2,000 each, amounting total to 104,000. Next slide. And we have our status of support to FO10, 10,298 food packs. And we have 5,000 to FO Caraga. And for non-food items, we have jerry cans of 8,000, hygiene kits 700, sleeping kits 500, kitchen kits 500, and ready-to-eat foods to 5,000. Next slide. The standard fund is 5 million, and the total standby funds, including the preposition relief stockpile, is amounting to 61,207,011 pesos. Next slide. Yung nag-move sa akin. And we have these proposition stockpiles to the different local government units and areas in Region 12. Total to 4,100. The distributions can be seen in the slide. Next slide. And that's all. That's the very quick report from FO 12. Salamat.
Yeah, thank you, RD. RD, your stockpile of 14,715, kaya siya bumaba. It's because you augmented with the other FOs. Tama po ba?
Yes po, ma'am. But we have a total of 12,700 raw materials, raw mats that can be repacked at that with total to 30,000
Okay.
family food packs. If all raw mats will be repacked.
Okay, thank you, RD. Before we go to the other field offices, Usec Ed, I think in the interest of time, the other field offices, if you have any concerns that you would like to raise now, you can just volunteer to inform us of this. But before we go to the other field offices, we would like to hear the report coming from NROC, from Sir Ronald Rional. Sir, magandang hapon. Sir Ronald?
Hello?
Magandang hapon.
Ay, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Yes, sir.
Gusto ko lang pong magpakita kung gumagana ang aking camera.
Sana ayan. Ay! Nakakagulat ng ano.
Nagulat rin ako. Anyway, sige po. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Maulan na araw po dito sa National Capital Region. Okay. I would just like to report po, ASEC, yung aming actions taken dito po sa NROC with regards po dito sa effect ng shear line at saka yung mga flooding incidents. Nag-respond po tayo sa Mindanao. Unahan ko na po ito sa Region 9, ang pinakauna po naming na-respondihan. A total of 7,800 family food packs. Nag-arrive na po at na-unload na rin po ito noong January 2 sa Zamboanga Seaport. Nagdala po nito ay ang Philippine Navy vessel BRP Bacolod LS550. So maraming salamat po sa tulong po ng Philippine Navy po sa atin. Ang sumunod po ang sa Region 11, ngayon po ang arrival ng mga container vans yung 10 container vans na pinrovide po ng ating forwarding service, yung transmodal. Ang mga laman po nito ay 5,100 family food packs, 600 family kits, 200 family tents, 1,176 hygiene kits, 858 kitchen kits, 8,520 regular slotted cartons, and 600 sleeping kits. So ipaki-expect po ng Region 11 na isa-isa na po yan magdadatingan po sa inyong warehouse sa Mintal, Davao. Okay? For the Region Caraga, ito po ang naging response po namin. We have coordinated sa Cebu Pacific Air, and they committed to transport 5,000 family food packs using the passenger aircraft. So today po, 4 passenger aircraft po ang papaliparin po ng Cebu Pacific. So nag-start po ito kaninang madaling araw hanggang mamayang gabi. 672 family food packs po ang ine-expect po natin na madala ng Cebu Pacific papunta po ng Butuan Airport. And tomorrow po, another 4 passenger aircraft ang magdadala naman po na 966 family food packs from NAIA papunta ng Butuan Airport. So until makomplete po yung 5,000 family food packs na kinamit ng Cebu Pacific, araw-araw po tayo magta-transfer ng mga family food packs dito po sa Enrock papunta po ng Cebu Pacific Cargo dito po sa NAIA. Okay, in addition to that, nag-arrive na rin po yung 5 10-wheeler wing vans na pinrovide ng World Food Program for Field Office Caraga na may lamang 1,000 family kits, 2,000 hygiene kits, 1,504 na kitchen kits at 1,000 sleeping kits. No? For the other balances po, for Region Caraga, we are now coordinating po sa ating mga partners and sa OCD para po sa availability ng Philippine Coast Guard vessel at saka yung mga Philippine Navy vessel po natin para matransport yung 20,000 na family food packs papunta po ng Surigao Port at saka sa Butuan. Okay? In addition to that po, nagre-request rin po tayo sa ating forwarding services para po makakuha ng 5,000 family food packs sa Coronadal at dadalhin po ito sa Butuan. So currently nagso-sourcing na po ng sasakyan ng ating forwarding services. Okay? For Region 10 naman po, nag-provide ang World Food Program ng 5 10-wheeler trucks. Nag-arrive na rin po ito sa Iligan na may dalang 1,000 family kits, 1,000 hygiene kits, 2,000 kitchen kits, and 2,000 sleeping kits. Na-unload na rin po ito. Okay? Next po, ngayon po sa kasalukuyang oras po na ito, naglo-load po tayo ngayon ng 6,500 family food packs. Ito po ay courtesy ng Philippine Disaster Resilience Foundation, isang private sector group po ito. Nag-donate po ang UPS Foundation, no? Nag-book po sila sa Air 21 ng 5 container vans para po maipadala po itong 6,500 family food packs papunta ng Cagayan de Oro. So we are expecting na ang sailing date po ng barko na magkakarga nitong container vans is on Saturday or on Sunday. Okay? In addition to that po, nag-request po ang Region 12 po sa amin para po mag-deliver or mag-provide ng 6 na trucks para po magdala ng mga non-food items sa Region 10, which is na-report naman po kanina ng ating Regional Director. Nadala na po doon yung 8,000 na jerrycans, 500 sleeping kits, 500 hygiene kits, and 500 kitchen kits. And then kanina pong umaga, nag-request po sa amin ang Region Mimaropa para po mai-transport yung 2,600 family food packs from Enrock papunta ng Puerto Princesa City sa Palawan. So ngayon po, ongoing po ang negotiation sa Cebu Pacific Air as well as sa ating forwarding services if they can meet the requirements for the region Mimaropa. Okay? Idadagdag ko rin po, ang pinakauna po palang nakaresponde no, dito sa ating situation with regards to shear line ay ang VDRC, yung Visayas Disaster Resource Center. No, nakapag-provide po ng 20,000 family food packs ang VDRC sa Region 10 sa tulong po ng Philippine Air Force. So 5,000 family food packs ang nai-airlift ng Philippine Air Force from Mactan Air Base papunta po sa Lagindingan. Okay? And additional 15,000 food packs naman po ang na-deliver gamit ang mga sasakyan ng World Food Program. Okay? So 20,000 family food packs po 'yon. Ire-report ko rin po sa inyo ngayon ang status ng aming stockpile dito sa NROC. We have 76,854 family food packs available at NROC and raw materials equivalent to 54,833 family food packs. While sa BDRC, they have 18,106 family food packs and an equivalent of raw materials for the production of 3,750. Okay. And for the non-food items, meron po tayong available stocks po sa NROC na hygiene kits amounting to 58,874 pieces of hygiene kits. Kitchen kits, 9,088. Family kits, 1,295. Sleeping kits, 12,171. Family tent, 1,400. Tarpaulin, 2,665. Collapsible water container, 3,775 pieces. Kung ito po ay kailangan ng Region Mimaropa, instead of jerry cans, we can provide the collapsible water container dahil wala po jerry cans ang NROC po sa ngayon. Okay? For the NROC fleet po, meron po tayong 8 truck na available po dito sa NROC and 1 truck sa VDRC. And ang mga logistics partners po natin na tumutulong po sa atin, World Food Program, Cebu Pacific, the PDRF, and the Office of Civil Defense. Okay? Ayun po, ASEC, yun po yung kasalukuyan na mga na-provide po ng NROC. And tuloy naman po, meron po tayo mga production activities rin po na ginagawa sa ngayon. Nagma-manual packing po tayo. And I would like to inform po kayo na dumating na po yung 4 na unit na vacuum sealing machine na didonate po ng World Food Program po sa atin. So malaking tulong po iyon para po ma-vacuum pack natin yung mga rice natin na nilalagay natin sa family food packs. I would like to also show to you dyan po sa slides yung mga balances po ng NROC para sa mga regional offices na i-deliver pa po natin. Okay. Sige pa po. Slide 6. No, sige. Slide 7 na pala. Ayan po, for Region 9, may balance pa po kaming 7,200. No, for Region 10, it's 25,000. Region 11,
Sir
4,000.
Yeah.
Ma'am?
Itong mga requested quantity that you are mentioning, maibibigay po ba ito ng NROC? Naka-schedule na for delivery, sir?
For scheduling pa po ito, ma'am, itong 91,828. So I just want to present lang po dito sa meeting po na ito po yung ini-expect nilang i-deliver po natin sa mga susunod na mga araw.
Okay, sige. The field offices that are with us right now, kindly take note of this. Naka-schedule na so that they can reach you in time, because even if your stockpiles, those FOs na maganda pa rin ang stockpile, we are trying, there is an instruction from the Undersecretary of Dream G that we are trying to maximize the absorptive capacity of field offices, particularly yung mga affected po. So like what Sir Ronald has mentioned, ang ating NROC naman ay puno. So we are trying our best to preposition and then to replenish stockpile. Do you have another slide, sir?
Yes po, may mga non-food items pa po mga balances sa mga susunod na slide.
Can you flash po
slide
para
po.
makita ng field offices? So, ayan.
Yan, so including the VDRC, as long as makapag-replenish po sila ng kanilang food packs, magdi-deliver po sila ng around 63,000 pa po yung balance. Meron pa pong kasunod dyan yung sa mga non-food items.
Yeah, next slide please. Okay.
So,
For NCR, FO5, yeah, FO7,
yeah,
FO8.
7, 8,
Next.
and next slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maropa, 9, 11, next slide. And Caraga. And as well as yung iso-support rin po ng NROC papunta ng VDRC. So, yan po yung mga FNI request na ita-transport po natin, no? Sa mga region sa Visayas and Mindanao as well as dito sa region na Mimaropa.
The delivery will be this coming days na, Sir Ronald, ano po? Magsusunod-sunod na po yan?
Magsusunod na po yan this coming days until next week hanggang mabuo po natin. We are coordinating na rin po naman sa mga partners po natin para tulungan po tayo dito.
Yes, thank you, Sir Ronald. What about, ni-report niyo na po ba in behalf of VDRC yung sa kanila or may report pa si Ma'am Irish, Sir Ronald?
Opo, naibanggit ko na rin po kanina yung current status po ng VDRC. And
Okay.
as well as yung sila po yung pinakaunang naka-respond no, sa need natin for Shear Line dahil sila po yung pinakamalapit.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Ronald. Usec Ed, just for the information of the other EXICOM members and for those who are listening, in spite of the difficulties that NROC has encountered within the past few days, they really tried their best to help augment po yung mga iba-ibang field offices. So keep up the good work, NROC and VDRC, and our National Logistics, Resource Logistics Bureau. Maraming salamat, Sir Ronald.
Yes, opo. Si Ma'am Cora po nandito. Baka meron po siyang idagdag sa
Yes.
mga nasabi ko po. Salamat po.
Thank you, Sir Ronald. OIC Corazon Macaraig, do you have anything else to add, ma'am? Magandang hapon, Ma'am Cora. We can see you now. Open lang po yung mic, Ma'am Cora.
Good afternoon po, OIC, Ed Punay, Usec Marco, Ma'am Dayan, Usec Che, and the rest of the regional directors present here this afternoon. So thank you very much, Sir Ronald, for that very detailed report of our accomplishments in helping the field offices overcome the disasters in the respective areas. Ang idadagdag ko lang po ay yung mga challenges and support needed namin kasi po marami po kaming stocks and ongoing po yung mga parating pang mga family food packs namin and early procurement. So ang challenge lang po namin ay yung transportation services para ma-transport po yung mga family food packs. So may I request the field offices also to help us in securing transportation services by also procuring their transportation services para po ma-augment po yung mga available na resources namin. So that means that the additional funding from Dream B is needed for the procuring of forwarding services to augment hours po. Yan lang po ma'am ang i-add ko ma'am para po mas mabilis po yung aming rescue operations.
Thank you, Ma'am Cora.
Thank you,
That's
ma'am.
noted.
Yes,
Salamat
ma'am.
po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am Cora. Anyway, going back to the different field offices, meron po bang gustong mag-raise ng concern now? FO1?
Yes
You're
po.
acknowledged po. Yes, any concern, ma'am?
Okay. Sa Region 1, there's fair weather here, so there's really no impact to the LPA and then the Northeast monsoon. Sa administrative lang po yung aking concern. Twice already that I received the notice for a meeting from the SMU, and when I checked with our disaster division, they did not receive any notice. So i-clarify ko lang po, paano na ba yung takbo ng ating notice of meeting with regard to disaster meetings like this. My SMU head is telling me that SMS give them notice of the meeting and also follows up from them data. I'm a little confused because out of the loop po yung DRMD, and that all the data that is required regarding disaster still follows the usual process, right? ROMIC and through DREAMS. So may I be clarified po, meron po ba tayong bagong protocol doon sa pagtatawag ng meeting at kung kanino i-course through yung updates and reports?
It still follows the same way. We have our chat group with all the regional directors and it's being posted there. Aside from that, there is already a chat group for all field offices. Sa Viber po yan. Yeah. So it has been posted as early as 8 a.m. and has been coordinated to all the different field offices po.
Yes, ma'am.
So, ano na lang natin siguro yan, RD. We will probably double check on that and see to it that everybody responds to these notifications na lang, ma'am. Para walang para there is no delay to that.
Sige po, yung SMU lang ma'am yung concern ko kasi ano yung role ng SMU kasi hindi ko kasama dun sa loop yung DRMD. So
Alright.
yes, the RDs receive the notice, but sometimes like today, I failed to look at my, I didn't see it kasi natabunan siya, nauna yung mga reports. But SMU, twice na po, siya yung nakaka-receive ng notice and that sa kanya din pina-follow up yung data. So nagdodoble po kasi ano din naman nung DREAMS. So para lang ho, yun. I'm just flagging it ma'am, para lang ma-streamline natin, para clear din kay SMU kung ano yung expectation sa kanya at ano yung ine-expect from SMS.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for raising that up, RD. We will address that immediately po. Thank you for bringing that up. Do you still have anything else to say, ma'am?
Yun po parang what else is required from us in terms of updating, because like right now, most of the things that need parang the updates are really in the general reports. Tapos I would be interested in what are the issues and support needed so that we can move I guess faster dahil it takes a lot of time po, if I may say ma'am. Yun lang.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that, RD. Anything else from the other field offices po? 4A? Yes. You're acknowledged po. Any concerns that you would want us to hear po?
Yung ano lang, yung back. Apo, hindi.
Sorry.
May concern ka.
Carlos.
Yes, good afternoon, ASEC and the rest. Actually, we chatted our concern. We are requesting lang po an update on the trucks availability. This was also raised by one of the FOs in the updating earlier. So the same concern with F4A, we are requesting an update po on the trucks. Thank you po.
Ma'am, we will, yes, ASEC. Okay. Ma'am, we will look into your concern, ma'am. And then we will just coordinate with your field office. RD Leo is also raising his hand. Kanina daw po. You're acknowledged, sir. Any concern from sir?
Asek na yan, no concern, walang effect yung shear line at saka
Pangit ang signal ni RD, pangit ang signal. We cannot hear you po. We'll go back to
Yes,
RD.
ma'am. How's my signal?
Ayan, better sir. Yes.
Thank you very much. Ma'am, yung FO car lang ay we have enough stockpile at 57,000. We still have enough QRF at 8.5 million. So wala ang report of affected families related to LPA and Shear Line. FO car is ready to augment other FOs if needed. And our Dream D and SWAT teams are closely monitoring AUR for any disaster incident. Yun lang po yung report ng FO car, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Ardeleo. That is very nice to hear po. Maraming salamat. Ardo Venus, you have any concerns, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Usec Ed, Asec Dayan, and the rest of the EXICOM. For Region 3 po, in behalf of our Regional Director on mobile po si RT Dirain. So he gave me the instruction po to share with you our situation here in Region 3. As of the moment, we have no reported affected displaced families, but we are in blue alert po ngayon. And for the 7 provinces, we are experiencing cloudy skies and light moderate rain showers. But we have also received advisory from that Ipo and Angat Dam will conduct spilling at 5 p.m. today with an initial discharge of 66 centimeters po. So we are monitoring po itong gagawin po nila sa pag-spill po ng tubig sa dalawang dams po natin. For our preposition goods, okay naman po kami, but we requested ASEC additional 5,000 family food packs because we have only 19,000 and the 10,000 family food packs is still for delivery po. Yun po yung aming na-procure this December. And our concern po, ASEC, is we heard a while ago the report of Sir Ronald, and we are requesting po the one vacuum sealer since our vacuum sealer now here in the region is already malfunctioning and para yung shelf life po ng ating mga bigas po ay tatagal at hindi po siya kukutuhin. Mas maganda po kasi pag vacuum sealed po yung ating mga bigas. At isa pa po, sana po pag meron na po tayong capital outlay this year, ma-prioritize din po yung aming forklift kasi meron pong warehouse na po tayo sa Aurora. At yung pong forklift po kasi na ginagamit po dito sa regional warehouse po natin ay pahiram po ito ng DENR. So we are also requesting the EXICOM po to prioritize po yung forklift po dito sa Region 3. So I think we have also here RD, if there's some other additional concern, RD, our RD is connected po.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Venus. Good afternoon to all the members of the EXICOM. I think RD Venus has amply articulated our concerns, and we would like also to take this opportunity to thank the EXICOM for your support to FO3. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, RD. All your concerns, Ma'am Venus, are noted po. That will be addressed as soon as possible time, ma'am. Thank you, RD Jonathan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
So anything else? Yes, ASEC Maris, ma'am?
Ardo Venus, yung ano yung dalawang dam na more likely magbubukas?
Hello, ASEC. Good afternoon. It's Ipo and Angat Dam. 66 centimeters po yung spill over po nila. This 5 p.m. po. I think naglalabas na po sila ngayon.
Okay. So alerted naman, ang assumption natin, alerted naman yung mga concerned LGUs na more likely ay madaanan ng water?
Opo, ASEC. They are on monitor po sa aming chat messages po sa RDRIMC. And they are also informed our PDOs who are monitoring po, alerted din po sila in case may mga areas po for flooding. As of the moment, per report po, wala pa po tayong mga flooded areas.
Okay, thank you, Ardo.
Thank you.
Keep safe, FO3 team. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, ASEC Maris. Any more guidance from our EXICOM members? Ma'am, sir? Yes, sir.
Just to close this meeting, we'd like to thank everyone. Wait, sorry. RD Sha, RD She, Shelane, sorry.
Ardisha Lane, yes, ma'am, your acknowledgement.
Oh yes, good afternoon. Salamat po. Magandang hapon po, Yusek Edo and the rest of the EXCOM and everyone here. Dalawa lang po ang concern ng Region 7. Isa po is we have depleted na po yung aming standby funds. So if you can please send us. We have submitted our request earlier this afternoon. So sana po ma-approve at mapadala. Second, we have a proposal for a 31 million construction of an additional warehouses with racking system and handling equipment. So if there is a chance that we will have a capital outlay, sana ma-consider ito. And we are submitting our proposal tomorrow. Very quickly lang po, our stocks is okay naman. We have about 60 million standby stockpile. Meron tayong 32,000 na family food packs. At kung matapos itong ating naiwan na mga raw materials while waiting for the rice to arrive, we can have an additional of 14,000, almost 15,000 food packs. These are, yung ating prepositioned materials are strategically located in 26 local government units spread across the region po. So we are okay in terms of stocks and we are ready to also support our nearby regions in case kailangan kung sakaling may mga difficulties po yung nearby regions. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, RD. Yes, Usec, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ardisha. I just have one concern. You indicated that you are requiring capital outlay for the regional warehouse. No? If I may ask, for the region to submit the planned location and design of your warehouse so we can send our engineers to assess the location and the structure. Thank you.
Yes po, Yusek. In fact, napuntahan na po yan ng ating engineering sa central office and we are going to submit the entire document po to CEO. Thank you very much.
Thank you, RD. Thank you, Usec. Now, for our final guidance from our OIC, Usec Punay.
Yes.
Sir.
Again, thank you very much to all our FOs, our RDs for joining this meeting. Our urgent, despite the short notice we sent for the reports you submitted, because we need them for monitoring and public dissemination, of course. This may be belated, but of course, we know most of you were busy during the past week. So Happy New Year to our field offices from your central office. And on behalf of the EXICOM, we'd like to thank and congratulate every regions for your usual fast and swift response to our disaster operations. Of course, there are rooms for improvement, and rest assured that the concerns you raise will be addressed by the proper cluster or the EXICOM if necessary. And so we just continue with the way we respond, the quick response we always do during disasters, because this is one of the advantages of the DSWD over the other agencies. Of course, this is one of the kumbaga edge natin. Talaga yung, di ba, we're one of the top 3 best performing agencies or departments, precisely because of this disaster response that we are doing. This is very important for the president. He's monitoring every disaster response we're doing. So we have to continue doing what we do well. And rest assured that your central office and your EXICOM will support you, whatever you need in the performance of our duties and mandates. So again, congratulations to our field offices, or especially those who are in the field during the Christmas and the New Year. We know thank you very much to our angels in red vest for showing your dedication and hard work. The president extends his congratulations to everyone. He says we were doing a good job, and he knows that we're working hard in the department. So keep it up, DSWD family. Thank you.
Thank you, Usec Punay. So again, in behalf of our OIC Undersecretary Ed Punay, Dream G Undersecretary Marco M. Bautista, and the other EXICOM members, Usec Sally Navarro, Usec Vilma Cabrera, ASEC Elaine Falarcina, ASEC Irene B. Dumlao, ASEC Arnel Garcia, ASEC Maris Maristela, and ASEC Maria Evelyn Macapobre, and to all the regional directors who are with us. This is Assistant Secretary Dayan Kahipe. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Balik na po tayo sa ating mga trabaho. God bless everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank you
po.
po. Bye, everyone.
Salamat po.
Thank you.